So, about a day or so ago, I talked about the news that there was going to be an Avatar animated movie trilogy. And while there wasn't a lot of news to go on, all they said was a movie trilogy. But now, 2 days later, they've officially announced, well, it's coming out of Avatar News. And they're usually right. Like, they're 80, 75% right on a lot of things. But now we have an official idea of what's coming for the Avatar films. And yes, I know as of this recording, it's late. This news literally broke like 30 minutes ago. And I'm like, people are trying to sleep, man. I'm trying to sleep. I have work in the morning. I can't be doing this. But I know if I waited, everyone would be like on my previous video being like, oh, well, you were totally wrong. It's actually this. I was like, I know. I didn't get time to record it, so I'm recording it now. Yeah. So, yes. So, if you guys... So, it's not going to be a trilogy. It's actually going to be a bunch of films, which we actually thought was going to be... It was rumored before. So, starting in 2024, we are getting a series of 3 films. 3 not connected films, but 3 films on several characters. The first being a Kyoshi film, which I was like, yeah, let's get a Kyoshi film. That's awesome. Which is weird because, like, there's... In the Avatar fandom, I've noticed there's 2 different Kyoshis. There's the book Kyoshi, which is very, like... Yeah, she can be violent, but it's not like she revels in it. It's not like it, and like she does it to protect people, like the ends justify the means kind of thing. It's not like, but then there's Fanon Kyoshi, who's like overtly, I'm gonna beat this motherfucker with another motherfucker. There's 2 Kyoshis, so I imagine they're probably gonna be following the books because that's where a lot of the canon stuff came from, and I do think Jennifer Hale is probably going to play Kyoshi, which is good. I really like her as a voice actress. But I imagine, they're probably going to have some star power behind this, too. And when I say star power, I mean, like, major celebrities. Can I just say, I kind of want Charles Dance to voice a villain in Avatar. What's wrong with Tywin Lannister voicing a villain in Avatar? Said no one ever. Yeah, I think this is good. I think that's going to be really cool. Kyoshi's been a character that's since the books, and I think since a lot of like Avatar, content has been coming out lately, Kyoshi's like suddenly shot up in terms of fandom. But I think she's always been like a fan favorite for a lot of people. So I think that's really cool. So our second movie is a Zuko-centric movie, and I gotta say, there's a lot you could do with Zuko. I kind of want it more or less action-centered, even though, yes, it is going to have some action. I do think what I would personally like to see in a Zuko-centric movie, I would love to see a introspective movie. Like, this is probably like Zuko in his the heyday of his rule as Fire Lord. And I think this would be kind of cool, like him coming to terms with like the traumas with his father. And yes, he kind of did that before, but now like this is him like ruling. And if if this is all connected with continuity, then he's still dealing with the shit he did in the Promise. There's also the stuff that happened in Smoke and Shadows, and I guarantee you this is where we get what happened to Azula in the time frame between Last Airbender and Korra. I guarantee you it's not going to be shown up in the comics, because remember, Azula fucked off with all those psychotic ninjas from the asylum she broke out of at the end of Smoke and Shadows. So I would imagine this is going to be kind of like, in a weird way, kind of like the Vader-Obi-Wan fight from the Obi-Wan show, where this is going to settle shit. Like, this is going to be like, this is it. Like, this is, I don't think Azula is going to be walking away from this. And I say that because we don't see her in Korra. And I know a lot of people go, oh, but what about the fire mage in the fire priestess, or whatever, the fire sage, that's the better word, in Korra season 2, who found her? That's clearly Azula. They didn't say it was Azula. They didn't say it wasn't either. So I imagine this is probably going to be where we find out what happened to Azula in that time frame. I also imagine this is going to officially say, yes, May is Azumi's mother. It's like even Jean Young Lang. I totally butchered that name. I apologize, but he's been author of most of the comics, as well as Brian, who's Bryke, who's been helping with the books. I think this movie's officially going to say, yes, May is Azumi's mom, and I want to. Since we're getting a Zuko movie, I kind of want more with Azula. Actually, not Azula, May, and her coming to terms with her trauma, because it's a lot like Amity, where a lot of that past, but it's more like she was forced to be like this perfect image in her family, with an apathetic mom and a dad who's now in the extended universe a fucking terrorist. So I think it would be a cool way to do like a vehicle of doing more stuff with May, because God knows she needed it in the show. So I would love to see more May stuff, and your boy's a Mako shipper, so Mako Shark. I'm never doing that again. And then finally, the big one. It's a new Korra movie, 2026. Because 2020. I should have mentioned this. Only 6.5 minutes in. Boy, am I professional. The Kyoshi movie is slated for 2024. That could change. Delays or whatever. But 2024 is Kyoshi, 2025 is Zuko, and then 2026 is Korra. And they did say that this is going to be after the show. Now, whether to say that is an adaptation of Turf Wars or a completely new story, I don't know. What I do know, however, is it's kind of nice to see Korra back. Actually, no, it's really cool. It's going to be really cool to have Korra back in the spotlight once again. It's going to be so cool to have that character return and be able to kind of complete more of that story. Now, will we get Korra is this going to be an adaptation of Turf Wars? Is it going to be an adaptation of Ruins of the Empire? Or is it going to be something else? Because I imagine, and I keep bringing up the comics because those comics are probably going to be very much like Star Wars books, where everything happens in canon and they have to be referenced in the movies or whatever. In the upcoming, because I imagine they are going to announce TV shows down the line. So everything is going to be connected. It's very like Avatar, even more so, because it's very obvious that Jurassic World franchise is trying to compete very hard with Star Wars. But Avatar, and I know that's Universal, this is Paramount, but Avatar: The Last Airbender really, really lends itself to a very much intrinsically tied universe in other mediums. And you could say, well, what about Marvel? This is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's all everything that's connected there is in solely the movies. Here, much like with Star Wars, whether in the new continuity you have everything connected with Marvel, all the novels are connected, very much like with the Dark Horse books before those all got retconned, except for Son of Dathomir, but that's a different story. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I'm tired. I'm very tired. But yeah, Avatar really does lend itself more so than anything else to that kind of extended universe where everything is connected. Because yeah, fucking Mike and Brian have been doing the comics and overseeing a lot of the books too. They're heading Avatar Studios, so I'd imagine they're going to be very uptight about keeping all the continuity connected with all of these movies. And it does stand to reason, what else can we get? Personally, if it's not too much trouble, Mike and Brian, I don't knowing you'll never see this, can we get like a May and Katara team-up movie? Like them going on an adventure together? Because I would love to see like a fun action buddy cop movie with May and Katara. Like those two personalities like clashing the whole this whole story, and them completely trouncing everyone around them. I would also, and this is again, this will never happen, I would also love to have a comedic story with just Tenzin and Varric going on an adventure across the four nations in a planes, trains, and automobiles type story. I've always wanted... Think of it. Planes, Trains, and Sotomobiles. Perfect title. There you go. So could you just imagine Varric and Tenzin just going on that kind of adventure? Tell me you don't want that now, because I sure as fuck do. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of this movie update? I had to get this video out because God knows it would have been... God knows I would have gotten like 30 comments saying, oh, your trilogy video is wrong, even though it was 2 fucking days ago. Anyway, so so you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of this updated news for the Avatar films? Are you guys excited, or are you guys not? And also, I'm curious, what do you guys think of, Kyoshi, Zuko, and Korra getting movies? And what movies would you like to see, or movies or specials or whatever, from the Avatar studios? Like I said, a Katara and Mai team-up movie or special for streaming, that'd be cool. And also like a fun, this could be like a fun, quote-unquote holiday special of having, there's like Avatar Day or something, of some big holiday that's almost like Christmas in the Four Nations, and Tenzin and Varric are like on one side of the world, and they're trying to get back to Republic City, and it's just shenanigans all the way. Anyway, so once again, hope you all enjoyed this. If you haven't already, hit the link below. Head on over to my Patreon. Other than that, I am Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the multiverse.